Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. What next for Governor Amason Kingi of Pamoja African Alliance Party and Governor Alfred Mutua of Maendeleo Chap Chap? What next for them? Because the Registrar of Political Parties today released names of political parties forming Kenya Kwanza Coalition. There are 11 political parties forming Kenya Kwanza Coalition. But 2 parties were missing in that list. Pamoja African Alliance, associated with Governor Amason Kingi, and Maendeleo Chap Chap, associated with the Governor Alfred Mutua. So the 2 political parties legally are not part of Kenya Kwanza Alliance. Is it possible that the 2 political parties are part of Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance? And what would that mean if they are part and parcel of Azimio One Kenya legally, but they are not part and parcel of Kenya Kwanza? In this video, I want us to look at what next for the 2 gentlemen. Because remember, the coalition agreement which they signed with Azimio was very clear that once you signed that agreement, you can only leave after 6 months. Basically, you have to stay in that alliance 3 months to election. You must stay in it. And you can only leave after 3 months after the election. I think that's one of the clauses which President Uhuru Kenyatta used to tame Kalonzo and others. So in Kenya Kwanza, there's UDA party, there's ANC party of Musalia Mudavadi, there is Ford Kenya of Moses Wetangula, then there is Chama cha Kazi associated with Moses Kuria, then there is Communist Party, then there is Devolution Party, there is Farmers Party, then there is the Service Party associated with Mwangi Kunjuri, there is Jibebe, and a few others. The question is, legally, where will this place Alfred Mutua? Because remember, William Samoei Arap Ruto initially wanted to create a big political party called the United Democratic Alliance. And initially, he rejected any temptation to allow other political parties to join him. In fact, he once referred to Moses Kuria's party, Kabogo's party, and the Service Party as tribal political parties. But because politics is dynamic, he had to make adjustments. So strategically, he brought on board Governor Amason Kingi through his party, the Pan-African Party. The idea behind bringing Kingi was to consolidate the entire voting bloc of the coastal region, because the coastal region has predominantly previously voted for Raila Odinga. William Ruto, in his own wisdom, realized that for him to succeed, he needed Kingi on his side. Then in Ukambani, he also needed someone. So he brought Alfred Mutua because Kalonzo was not playing ball. So what will this now mean for this gentleman? In this video, I want us to look at what next for Kingi and Alfred Mutua, because it's going to be very interesting moving forward. But before we do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. I want to be a bit brief. Raila Odinga today presented his nomination papers to IEBC. And Raila Odinga is now a candidate and is appointed Professor Kithure Kindiki's brother as his chief agent. William Ruto yesterday nominated Professor Kithure Kindiki as his chief agent. I don't know what the objectives of that appointment would mean, but that's how it is. And Raila Odinga after that went to Nakuru. I mean, he went to Kibra, to Langata, and he has told the people of Langata to ensure that Nixon Korir is sent home. Then he went to Nakuru, and by this time I think he's still in Nakuru. So I'll try and do now focus our analysis, because most people are asking me why I'm concentrating on Ruto and probably some extent Raila. You know, William Ruto is a news maker in this country. And because Ruto is a news maker, he dominates headlines and he dominates politics. Raila Odinga has been dominating politics and news headlines for a long time. Now it's William Ruto's time. So please, you'll just forgive me, because William Ruto is even doing more political activities than these other guys. A lot of things are happening in his side than this other side. So I must analyze any emerging issue, whether it's on that side. But I want to try and concentrate on developments within the two major political parties. But let us now go back to our subject for today. What next for Amason Kingi? That's the question. Number one, let us look at the signed document. Which document did they sign? Is it possible that the Registrar of Political Party registered them in Azimio once they submitted the document as Azimio? Because I remember so well Alfred Mutua and Kingi claiming that they tried to resign. I mean, they challenged the registrar, but they didn't go far, because according to the registrar, they could not move as per the agreement which they signed. Which begs the question, and this is where they have trouble. You know, legally, Amason Kingi is part of Azimio. Alfred Mutua is part of Azimio. But Amason Kingi and Alfred Mutua signed some other document with Kenya Kwanza. In that document, Amason Kingi is saying that William Ruto committed to commit some actions should he win the presidency. Some is going to be the Senate, Senate Speaker, according to Kingi. Alfred Mutua is supposed to be the Deputy Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Deputy of Kalonzo of Musalia Mudavadi, and is also entitled to a few cabinet secretaries. You know, in this country, the only legal document binding political parties are normally filed with the Registrar of Political Parties, which means tomorrow, Hassan Joho will go to Kilifi and tell Amason Kingi that he's actually playing with their minds, that he didn't sign any document with the Kenya Kwanza, and therefore they can go and confirm with the Registrar of Political Parties. The idea of filing these documents with the Registrar of Political Parties is basically to prevent cases where someone feels shortchanged. What about Alfred Mutua? Alfred Mutua is also going around to campaign that, I'll be the Deputy Prime Cabinet Secretary. I'll be given 5, I don't know whether 4 cabinet secretaries. That will not happen. So politically, someone can go and someone can actually go down there and debunk the theories that are advancing that they signed a document. The document is not filed. So the signed document they filed is actually with Azimio. So which begs the question, what document did they sign with Azimio? And is it binding? Assuming we go to the election, then Raila Odinga becomes the president, while these guys campaigned for Ruto. But the document is binding on this other side. Can they then go to court and seek for redress? Like assuming Alfred Mutua was promised something in Azimio. Can he go to court? So there is that. Number 2, there is the legal implications. the fact that they signed, the registrar is saying that they didn't sign with Kenya Kwanza, can they campaign for Kenya Kwanza? Or will they be forced to go back to Azimio? What about the logos? Because, you know, they are political parties. The Pan-African, Pamoja African Alliance is a political party. Will their logos, their candidates who are running, will they put will they put Azimio logo or will they put Kenya Kwanza? I'm asking this because I once told you how my friend who is contesting in my village joined Maendeleo Chap Chap in the hope that Maendeleo Chap Chap was going to be part of Azimio. Then the next day, Alfred Mutua ndio huyo mbio ametoka. So the question I'm asking, would that my friend, Southeast Nyakach guy, Jeffabira, will Jeffabira be allowed now to use Azimio logo in his posters because his party is Maendeleo Chap Chap? Because remember, majority, and this is why I ask myself whether this guy is consulted. You know, for example, Kingi was part of Azimio. So most of the aspirants had already prepared had already budgeted, printed their campaign materials with Raila Odinga's photos. Will they remain like that? Or will now, I don't know what it will mean. Maybe probably they'll not put the Kenya Kwanza logo. Neither will they put the Azimio logo so that there's no legal implications. I'm saying this because in the last election, this gentleman called Neto Adhola was competing against Otienda Molo in Rarieda. This guy had in his campaign materials, he had a photo of Raila Odinga. Otienda Molo just went to court. And that's how he was disqualified. Because he was not part. You know, like, if you are in Nyanza, for example, let me use the example of Kidero. Kidero is an independent candidate. Gumbo is not an independent candidate. He's a member of the Green Party, or the MDG, Movement for Democracy and Development. So we have the two gentlemen. MDG, associated with Ochieng, is part of Azimio. So which means Gumbo can use Raila Odinga's photos and logos. Kidero is an independent guy, which means he cannot use. So I'm talking of that legal implication. Will the PA aspirants use William Ruto's image or will they use Raila Odinga's image? What about the Maendeleo Chap Chap? Number 3 is the joint campaigns. Joint campaigns. Alfred Mutua has been moving around. The registrar is saying that the document you sign is saying that you are a member of Azimio. Will they now start moving with Ruto around the country? Or I don't know. I'm just trying to think. But importantly, someone like Amason Kingi has now handed Azimio team a campaign tool. Azimio will then now go to Coastal Region and say their interest is only covered for in Azimio. That in Kenya Kwanza wameoshwa. That they signed a document which is not binding. So Amason Kingi has been going around saying that, okay, for us, we went to Ruto, he accepted, and we signed. So where's the signed document? Your party is not part of the ones. So let us wait and see how these all things are going to unfold. But I need your opinion here. Should aspirants who are previously in PA or Maendeleo Chap Chap, now that Maendeleo Chap Chap is in Ukambani and Ukambani is predominantly Wiper and Azimio, will those candidates now be free? Because majority of them actually supporting Raila Odinga, they were in a fix now. Are they now free to use Raila Odinga's image? Because legally, the party signed a document. And you know, party is not Alfred Mutua. Mutua is just a party leader. There are people who appended their signatures, the secretary generals, I think, and the chairman and the rest. I don't know what you think. Let me know your thoughts there, by the way. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.